Good morning and welcome to Thursday after Easter. This is Father Mark, knowing that a lot of us are asking, what's next? How about we recap where we've been the last 2 days as the Lord takes us deeper today? On Tuesday, we just acknowledged that a lot of us were asking what's next. And the good news that we proclaimed on Tuesday is that what's next is a person. The pressure wasn't on us, that God, Jesus Christ, the person of Jesus Christ, that's what's next. It's a who, not a what. And yesterday we said, learning from Father Scott Trainer about how we often ask what's next at retreat. We said yesterday that on retreat, 3 things happen, right? God's desire for us, our desire for God, and all the retreat is a favorable environment for those 3 things to kind of come together. So what's that favorable environment look like in our lives? That's what we're going to talk about today, tomorrow, and into Saturday. And the first thing that we need to create a favorable environment for us to experience God is time. Now, the joy in my heart is that you carve out time every day to listen to this podcast. And if you are continuing to make time for God and listening to the words of this podcast, then praise God. But if we're going to be intentional and if we're going to allow ourselves to continue to receive, to continue to grow, then we're going to have to make time for God. Now, for many of us who have made time in Lent, I want to encourage us as we look at time in lieu of where we're going. Let me share with you just my experience in the last 18 years of being a priest. My experience of priesthood has been that in the season of Lent, a lot of us are focused on God. We're making time for spiritual exercise, and things are going really, really well. After Lent's over, as Easter unfolds, a lot of people kind of ride that wave of momentum. And this is what I see happening in the lives of a lot of people a lot of time, and that's this. We get into the summer, and we get out of our routine a little bit. Summer just brings with it a new, you might say, air in the air. The kids are out of school, or there's just a little bit more to do. The weather's better, and we tend to travel more, just have a different joie de vivre in the air. And for a lot of us, the way that we manage time in May and into the summer is just different than the way that we looked at time during Lent. The reason I say that is because we have to be intentional about being intentional. We have to make sure that we are carving out time in our calendar and in our life for God. Now, you're going to know that this message is for you if you've already felt a shift in your heart after Easter. For many of us, there's a focus during Lent, and we can lose that focus after Easter. And if you already felt a shift in your heart after Easter, then you want to be now and today on Thursday reclaiming that commitment to stay committed. So the question for you today is, how much time can you give God every day just for your own personal prayer? Can you give him 10 minutes? Can you give him 5 minutes? Can you give him time on your lunch break? Can you extend some silent time before the workday begins? Can you carve out time perhaps at the end of the day? The time that you're going to give God is different for every person, and that's okay. But within the particular rhythm of your life, we can't get around the importance of giving God time. Creating a favorable environment starts with the reality of our day and the rhythm of time. And the question for us today is, where is that time that you can give God for silent prayer? Come on back tomorrow. We're going to talk about other aspects of a favorable environment on Friday and Saturday. But as you have the conversation today with the Lord about time, know that God is the one who is leading you. God's going to supply those answers. And until we see you tomorrow, God bless you.